Just another update from Mr. Williams. Good afternoon, Discovery families and friends. This is Principal Williams with another weekly update. Once again, just to keep you in the loop on what's going on here at Discovery. What I would like to first talk to you about is our current student enrollment. You can look here that 6th grade we have 370 students, 7th grade 389, and 8th grade we have 345 students for a grand total of 1,104 students. I know I shared this information with you earlier in the year. However, I just wanted to point out that, when we have this many students coming and going from our building, I know parents are probably wondering, like, well, how do we know that our students or our kids are being looked after, or how do we know if they are being loved? I just want to say that here at Discovery, that with our staff, that it's all about relationships. Once again, we have teachers in the hallways that are, chatting with kids as they are going to and from their classes. Our assistant principals and counselors and SRO, they're out in the cafeteria visiting with kids. And so we make it a point to try to connect with all kids here at Discovery. Um, and that's also offering opportunities for them to join athletics or clubs. So I just want you to know that your son or your daughter, we don't look at them as a number. We try to get to know everyone by their name. So once again, it's all about relationships here at Discovery Middle School. This week, we also finished up with our last night of parent-teacher conferences. It was a blast. You can take a look at some of the pictures here. To the right, you'll see Mrs. Darling. That's just her personality. So one thing I do want to share with you all is I had a couple of parents comment that they were not made aware of when parent-teacher conferences were held. Please know that we have that information on our website, and I try to send out information in our weekly updates. But if you were unable to come to parent-teacher conferences, please know that you can reach out to our teachers at any time, Monday through Friday. The time's available 8 a.m. to 8:30, and also at the end of the day from 3:30 to 4 p.m. And you can always reach out to our teachers via email or just give them a call, and they will try to answer within 24 hours. So once again, thank you to all of the parents who were able to come out for parent-teacher conferences. It's always a pleasure to get to meet you all and to have conversations about the progress that your sons and daughters are making. So just some information for you to put into your calendar. With the snow day that we had scheduled in April, with the blizzard that we had this week, that snow day will become a school day. So we will have school on Monday, April 13th, and that letter day will be an E-day. And we'll get that information out to kids as well. But we will have school. So if you had any plans of taking a vacation or something like that, you may just want to look at that just to make sure that your son or daughter isn't missing school on that day. I actually have the honor of having two special guests who would like to visit with you about the morning drop-off. And so that would be Principal Schultes and our school resource officer, Nick Chunnis. I'm going to turn it over to them, and they'll share some information with you.
Good afternoon, Discovery parents. Thank you, Mr. Williams, for allowing myself and Officer Chunnis the pleasure to give some information about our morning drop-off and afternoon drop-off. I'm Mr. Schultes, Assistant Principal and Activities Coordinator.
I'm Officer Nick Chunnis, Fargo Police Department School Resource Officer here at Discovery.
First of all, I want to thank all of you for your patience in regards to our morning and afternoon drop-off. Couple informational bits that I want to give out to you is, again, in the morning, we can't emphasize enough that when you do come into the drop-off zone on the south end of the parking lot and on the west side, as soon as that car comes to a complete stop, we ask that students walk out of the cars and walk onto the sidewalk. And that way we can have 7 to 8 cars possibly leave the parking lot all at once, which allows another 7 or 8 cars to come into that drop-off zone. The last piece I want to discuss is you'll start noticing on our short-term parking, we have a barricade that's been put in place. That barricade is meant for the morning between 8 and 8:30 for those students and parents that have meetings in the morning. for them to come into that area to park their car and come into the building. Any drop-offs need to happen on the south end and the west parking lot. And that goes for the same thing in the afternoon from 3 o'clock on. You'll notice that barricade. Families that have meetings after school, feel free to park in the short-term parking, but any students that are getting picked up, you need to use the south lot and the west lot. If you have any questions, feel free to visit with myself or visit with Officer Chunnis. You'll notice our presence outside in the parking lot here starting next week. So please give us a call or send us an email. Thank you.
So I would like to extend a huge thank you to Principal Schultes and SRO Chunnis. Here's a visual of the information that they gave you. So just a reminder that when you are dropping off, that you are to enter in over here on 40th Avenue South. Please drop off your student along this green line right here, and then proceed to exit back onto 40th Avenue going west. So you are not allowed to pick up or drop off here in the visitors parking lot. However, if you do have an appointment, so let's say if you have a meeting with a principal or a teacher, by all means, feel free to utilize this parking lot. So thank you, Officer Chunnis and Principal Schultes. So that has been our weekly update. Once again, I just want to say I absolutely love being the principal here at Discovery. It's because of you all that this building is a special place. So I will see you next week on Wednesday. There is no school on Monday or Tuesday. Have a great day and a great weekend.